What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the Street Reporter. And a lot of people always ask me about shit that go on in the culture. We seen news about PNB Rock to kind of take over the internet, losing his life due to nonsense. A lot of people have told me, though, Truth, Duke the Jeweler death has been swept under a rug. It's like things have happened in the culture that kind of pushed him in the back. People still want to know what happened. Today, I'm going to kind of tell you what happened. I'm going to give you my conclusion. I'm not really going to give you no background because this not really an event that happened in Chicago. This not really an event that happened where we believe the ops had something to do with it, even though that's to put an asterisk right there. We'll get back to that. But we're going to leave the background now because I don't think we need that in this story, especially how it happened. But one thing I can tell you is that he is from Chicago. Duke the Jeweler, he's from Chicago. He represents the neighborhood 093. You know, everybody got the numbers in their shit. He going 093. So I guess he from the south side of Chicago. Somehow he's into the jewelry. You know, this the guy that makes people pieces and shit like that. Now, his background, was he a street nigga? Did he come from the streets? Was he a rapper? Was he doing this? Was he doing that? I really can't get into all of that because, to be honest with you, I wasn't really aware of Duke the Jeweler. I have heard of him. I didn't see videos and things about him on the social medias and shit, but I wasn't really aware of him that much. But according to the police, now this is the thing that throws me off. According to the police, Labor Day weekend, September 4th, I believe, they claim that Duke the Jeweler was killed. Okay? I was surprised about this because all we seen was the internet shit. But when I looked into the paperwork, I looked into the paperwork. I read the police scanners. I actually read them and listened to them. So I feel like I got a temperament on this. According to the police, they were in Houston, Texas. Okay? I guess it was like a performance Boosie had. He was performing. They out there for the Labor Day weekend. Okay? They out there for Labor Day weekend. Boosie performing. I guess the next day they have like some meeting and shit like that. You know, where they're discussing pieces, jewelry, all kind of shit. Now, before we get into that, we seen the video go viral of them gambling and shit. I'm not sure if that's the garage that Boosie was talking about, but we seen that people was gambling, large money, hanging out, having fun, kicking it. We seen that. Duke the Jeweler was there, okay? He was there. We seen him in the video. Oh, I almost fell. Counting money. He was counting money. We seen designer bags that we only could guess had money and more jewelry in it because, I mean, he's a jeweler. So we can just pretty much guess that it must have had more jewelry in it, more money in it and shit like that, in my opinion. That was one of the first things that I thought was alarming. You know, that Duke the Jeweler is around all those gangbangers with all that jewelry on. Okay? He had a lot of jewelry on. There's rumors that he had over $1 million worth of jewelry on. He had the drip on. He had designer bags with him. And we can only guess what was in them designer bags. We just gonna guess more jewelry and more money. We seen him winning money. He was counting money. We seen that. Alright? Now, I'm not gonna lie. All these things alarm me, especially if you're in the era without all your homeboys, no bodyguards, you don't got the killers with you, you don't got the goons with you, but you got all this shit here with you. It kind of feels like this might be a bad decision to do that. Remember, nobody can guarantee your safety. Don't let nobody tell you good. Because half of the time, the person who's telling you that shit ain't really good themselves. So you got to be careful of this. I'm not going to lie. I didn't feel like this had anything to do with the ops. You know, I didn't feel like this was gang banging. I don't feel like this had none of that to do with that. In my opinion, I think all these things right here led to that man unfortunately losing his life. Counting all this money, designer bags, drip, all that jewelry on, might be $1 million. You know, he's kicking it around all these guys. No, he probably don't know none of these niggas. Probably just Boosie. He don't know none of these niggas. You know, I'm surprised Boosie wouldn't have this guy security. This guy wouldn't have security. You got all this jewelry on. You need security. You cannot be walking around looking like dinner and you ain't got no security around you. You know, so this is alarming. When I looked at this, and then I add in the fact that Duke the Jeweler was out of town. Once again, another guy out of town. He's not in his habitat. He's not in his area. He's out of town, counting a lot of money. People know he done won money because he done fucked the dice game up. He won the dice game. He won at a dice game, counting all his money. He got a designer bag that makes you think it's money and jewelry in there because he make jewelry. He, claiming it's $1 million in jewelry. He got all this drip on. In my opinion, my conclusion ain't much different than y'all's, Boosie claimed that this guy walked out in, the garage and he must have walked to his parking lot. And that's when shit happened to him. I looked at the paperwork. I read the police scanners, okay? I don't think Boosie really lying about that part. Now, if you know more, remember, these are rappers. A rapper not finna tell you what the fuck happened. They got no talking shit. So if Boosie did know anything, he not gonna tell you. I mean, even if he didn't have shit to do with it, he not gonna tell you some shit he seen with his eyes. But I'm gonna tell you, when I looked into the paperwork, the police said that Duke the Jeweler was 29 years old. All right? He was 29 years old, so he wasn't a young man. He had some sense. The police said he was 29 years old. The police actually said it was two men who jumped out of a GMC truck, okay, and started shooting and robbed Duke the Jeweler. Two men jumped out of a GMC truck, robbed, and shot Duke the Jeweler. Now, did they get his jewelry? Did they take his jewelry? I'm not sure. But I did look at that. That led me to believe that, why Duke the Jeweler was winning that money in that dice game. Because that dice game is the key. That gambling game is the key. While he was winning all that money, he had all them designer bags with him. He was counting through them bags. He making deals with Boosie about all this jewelry. He got all this jewelry on his neck. I don't think he knew while he was having fun and kicking it, he was being plotted on. I'm not sure if he realized that. But that whole time while he was in that place, he was being plotted on. You gotta be careful out here, man. You gotta be careful. You have to know who your friends is. You got to know what friend to throw you the fuck away for a few dollars. You got to know all this shit, man. You got to move very carefully. If you're gonna go out of town with $1 million worth of jewelry on your neck, hundreds of $1,000s worth of jewelry, that bag in your pocket, wearing that drip, wearing that designer shit, you're gonna have to have security. Simple as that. I believe Duke the Jeweler was around a lot of people, and there were some people that he was around that was clearly plotting on him. And I don't even think he knew it. Crazy. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the homie Truth Teller Street Boy.